I'm going to talk about how to add and subtract mixed numbers or add and subtract just fractions. I've told the kids the first thing that you always have to look for, and I've tried to ingrain this in their brain from the first day of class, is always look for a common denominator. And if you don't have one, make a common denominator. What I mean is, this bottom number in the fraction, here is the 4 and here is the 8. That's your denominator. To be common, they have to be the same. But currently, they're not the same. I have a 4 here and an 8 here, and I have to make them the same. The only way to make them the same is by multiplying or dividing by the same exact number. So what I mean, I'll explain here. I'll do this problem here. 1/4 plus 7/8. 1/4 plus 7/8. So, I know that I can turn this 4 into an 8 by multiplying by 2. So I'm going to do that. Multiply by 2. Now, if I do that to my denominator, I have to do the same thing to my numerator to make it an equivalent fraction. So I'm not changing my value, just making the pieces different sizes. So now I'm going to rewrite this problem with my answers. 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 2 is 8. And then bring this one down because I already have an 8 there, so plus 7/8. Now I have a common denominator, which means my pieces are the same size. You can add the same size pieces. Now we just go across. 2 7ths plus 2 8ths plus 7 8ths gives us 9 8ths. And that's better known as 1 whole and 1/8. So, the same thing with the subtraction. We need to find a common denominator. I have 5 6 minus 7/12. Well, I know I can turn this 6 into a 12 by multiplying by a number. Now, a secret I've told the kids, it's not a secret, it's a trick if they can't see common denominators or can't see how to make a common denominator. I said, hey, if you don't see one, you can always multiply your denominators, which will give you the same denominator. So I did 6 times 12, and I did 12 times 6. That's going to give us 72 and 72, which means they're going to be common. I did the same thing to the top, same thing over here, because I did 6 in the denominator, 6 to the numerator. Did 12 to the denominator, 12 to the numerator. Now the only problem with this is you're going to get some really big numbers. You're going to have 72, you're going to have 60, and then you're minusing over here 72, and then you're going to have 42, and you just have bigger numbers. Now if we did the same problem again and we saw that we could make a common denominator a much more efficient way, our problem would have been easier. I could just change this one. By multiplying this by 2, that would have given me 12. 12 on this side, 12 over here. Multiply this by 2 so I have an equivalent fraction so I don't change my value, just change the size of my pieces.
Okay.
10/12 minus 7/12. And now I have a much easier problem to work with than I would have over here if I didn't see that I could have made a 12. Now I'm going to this one. 10/12 minus 7/12. You only really just ever add or subtract your numerators once your denominators are the same. This piece are going to stay 12th size pieces. 10 minus 7 is going to give us 3. 3/12 would be your answer, unless you're aware as a kid and realize that I could turn 3/12 into an equivalent simplified version of 1/4. I did that by dividing both these by 3. And that would have been the best answer. All right, and then there's that. Now I'm going to go to this one. Actually, that one there is pretty much the same, except you have whole numbers. So I'll do it very quickly, just so you can see it. 3 2/3 plus 2 4 is 6. Find an equivalent fraction. I'm going to do it by just multiplying these by 2, which gives us 4 6. 6 as well. So we write 3 4 6 plus 2 4 6. Then I like to add my my fractions first. 4 6 plus 4 6 is 8 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. I have an improper fraction. I have to turn that into a mixed number, which is going to give us 6 2 6. And then again, I could turn 2 6 by dividing by 2, and by 2 into 6 1/3, which would have been the best answer possible. Do one more, the subtraction one that I have on here, which is 5 4 6 minus 2 and 5 6. So I have 5 and 4 6 minus 2 and 5 6. Hey, I already have a common denominator. So I don't need to change anything. It's all good. But now if I subtract my fraction first, which you do your fractions first, 4 6 minus 5 6, that's not enough 6. It's like saying 4 minus 5. You can't do 4 minus 5. It's a negative number. So you have to borrow from this whole number. Now if remember, our denominator tells us how many pieces to make one whole. It takes 6 pieces to make one whole. So each of these wholes have 6 pieces. So I'm going to get rid of one whole, and that one whole was worth 6 pieces. So now altogether I have these 4 pieces plus 6 pieces, which is actually give us 10 pieces. Now I can do 10 minus 5, which gives us 5 6. 4 wholes minus 2 wholes gives us 2 wholes. So 2 and 5 6 was our answer there. I hope this helps you on how to add or subtract fractions or mixed numbers. All right, thank you.